Check, check, 1, 2, 3. It's time for awkward sound check. It's the awkward sound check. Everybody, it's the awkward sound check time. Every goddamn Monday and Friday. Okay, here we go. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. How y'all doing? It is Friday. It is Friday. It is 3:33. It is time for some variation of music making shenanigans. If you can hear this, say hi. Today is there's a little heat wave going on here in California. So I've got the fan and my very loud AC unit going. I hope it's not too bad. You can hear me still clearly, but I don't think I'm able to do what's creator mode? I don't know what this is. I just need a sound check. Come on. Yeah, I hope it's not too terribly loud. Okay, I can hear me. I can hear the piano. Just 1 second. Hit the wrong button. I love it when that happens. If you can hear me, just say hi in the chat. I'm streaming live from Facebook. Oh, here it is. Okay. Successful sound check. I'm streaming live from Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, as well as cross-streaming to Twitter and LinkedIn. So if you're commenting from the first 3 that I said, your chat should show up in a live stream. Oof. Okay. I think I'm okay here. All right. I think let's go to my Evernote. Hey! I think we can hear this, and now I'm just gonna do a little sound check of this little snippet I produced the other day, just to see if all of the systems are go. Yeah. Bittersweet. See you here again. Bittersweet. Never thought I'd call you friend. Though we fell apart so long ago, I didn't know it would be so bittersweet. See you here again. Bitter, bitter, sweet, sweet. Bitter, bitter, sweet, sweet. Bitter, bitter, sweet, sweet. Bitter, bitter, sweet. Awesome. And that repeated a bunch of times. Okay, I think sound check is absolutely on point, and tech is liking me today. Yesterday, not so much. However, I will say yesterday there have been pockets of this city we call Los Angeles that have been cutting in and out of power, and I'm only assuming it's because everybody's running their air conditioners right now. So I'm going to be switching my air conditioner unit on and off sporadically because I just don't want to keep draining the grid if I can't. But my fan is going to be on because, y'all, it's... Ugh. I grew up in the Central Valley where we had a lot of 100-degree plus weather. It was dry weather, but it was still not pleasant. Anyway, I hope you all had a good week, or at least a better week than mine. Oh, I'm gonna turn on a light, and I gotta turn on a light. Because by the end of this, it's gonna be kind of dark in here. Let me turn on a light real quick. That helps. Yeah, that helps. Yeah, if you can hear me, please say hi in the chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna get started on a thing. Actually, I might also record this separately. Should I? Would I? Could I? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do it. So I get this question a lot about how to organize your creative ideas. And I keep saying, yo, I've been using Evernote since 2012. It's great. And people are like, Evernote? Really? I mean, I just use a lot of songwriters, especially, just using voice memos on their phone, which is fine. You got to capture something super quick. And I just wanted to show you around how I kind of organize things. First off, to some people, this could look like a hot mess and something that they would never ever do. And to some people, it might inspire a different way of kind of storing ideas. I will also say I have like ADHD for sure, and so I need a system that's kind of organized and tagged, because my brain will be elsewhere and it'll just like not remember much of anything. And so I wanted to show you around. This is the desktop app for Evernote. Most of my notes are actually in the phone app. That's where I do most of my work and everything. So don't be intimidated when it looks a little more desktop-y and less casual than just like your regular voice memo app. I could show you. In fact, I could probably figure out how to show you how to screen share my phone and show you my app. I'm on Android, but it works for Android, iOS, web, desktop, PC, Mac, on the cloud or in a separate desktop app, and it syncs to all of them. It's fantastic, and I have all of my notes since 2012, so like 10 years of songwriting notes, and they're organized. So they're sort of organized. I'm gonna they're organized, more organized than most. Let me just say that. So I think the first things to think about before we even get into this is one example of a little snippet that I produced the other day. I found a really cool drum loop and put some bass on it and wrote some lyrics to it. I'm really excited about it, actually. It was the result of a group called Hyperflow, in which a group of producers come together. It's actually really like friendly to all abilities and levels. But there's like it's a full day. It's like from 12 to 7 p.m. Pacific. And there are timed prompts to get at least 2 production ideas going. And they'll give you a prompt and they'll give you a timer. 15 minutes, work on the melody, 15 minutes, work on a beat, 15 minutes, etc., etc. So that a lot of producers don't get caught up in spending hours and hours and hours on like tuning a cymbal or trying to find a specific sound that they hear in their head, and just get to work on creating something. And I love that approach, and I encourage people to go to this particular one. I think the website is hyperflowla.com, but you don't have to be in LA to participate in their day-long workshops. So back to how I kind of keep things organized. You can think of notebooks as folders. So there's two elements that I demand of in any system that I store all of my ideas. I need folders and I need tags. And there's ways to kind of find the right system that can deliver both folders and tags. So folders being a note or a file can only be in one folder or another. They can't be in two folders, can't be in five folders, one folder or another. And then tags are anything and everything. Like a tag could be on any file in any folder, but I can click a button and find everything that's tagged that thing in any folder. And the reason this is important to me is because it kind of gives my brain a little bit of structure and freedom. So there are certain things that really are in one category or another. They can't be in anything else. And there are certain things that are just going to be everywhere. So let's say I've got this song. And originally, I put this song, I just make sure that I export whatever I've been playing around with on Ableton. I export whatever draft it is, and make sure that I create an Evernote for it. We can get into like there's actually ways to automate that with something like a tool called Zapier or ifthisthenThat.com. But we'll get into that later. But let's say I was just messing around. And I could also show you that I use my hard drive folders as well. But let's say I'm messing around on Ableton. I'm saving it into one of my folders, but I want to make sure that I come back to it later, that I can find it, that the lyrics are also kept with the music in some place, and that I can categorize them in a way that I want to. So what I would do, we're starting here, but actually what I would start on would be my inbox. So I'm going to start here. Anytime I hit a new note for Evernote, it automatically goes into what I call my inbox. And that is an idea dumping ground. It's my default folder. And it's also really easy. It's easier on the phone, actually, than it is on the desktop to just hit a button that says start new note in, oh, something went wrong. Oh, cool. I love it when that happens. I can go to my Evernote on my app and actually just hit one button that's like start new note in the songwriting inbox folder. Evernote will call these folders notebooks, and that's where it kind of goes into one thing or another. Okay, all of my ideas just go into inbox by default. And so let's say I'm doing a new thing here and blah, 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 blah. I can attach attachments. So if I go and hit attachment, I can attach whatever. And if it's an MP3, it's playable within this note, as you could have seen with my previous note. I can also add an audio recording. Check, check, 1, 2. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I hope it works. Audio recording. Check, check, 1, 2. I have been honestly having some problems with this. On desktop, it still works on my my phone, but I hope that doesn't limit my kind of show around thing. I think I could still play back a bunch of I know I could still play back things, but it's having some issues with new attachments, and I need to go file a ticket, to be honest. Anyway, so I have when I create a new note and I put it in my inbox, I have a rule that I tag it with at least one thing. And usually my most popular tags are lyric snippet and or melody snippet. If that's all I tag it, that's fine. But I do have like a mental rule that I have to tag it with at least something, and I have to name whatever this idea is. I have to name it something. It could be a completely made up word. It could be like, oh, I just looked to my side and I saw that the word ancestry. Okay, sure, like whatever it is. It's part of a triptych my sister made for me with spirals and They Might Be Giants lyrics. Anyway, so I will name whatever the snippet is. If it's a melody idea or a riff, I also have a tag for riffs. Or if it's a beat idea or whatever it is. I'll go through the tags. I'll show you all the tags as well. So I'll name it. I'll record it, and I'll have a little snippet in there. If you do the native recording, check 1 2. You'll see it's at like a .webm. And it's gonna do this really weird thing that I need to go fix. This is yeah. But as I said earlier, I don't usually do it on the desktop. I usually do it from my phone. Okay. So I've got this new thing. I've labeled it. Maybe here's some lyric snippets. Actually, what I might also do, let me try and do this on my phone then. Let's do this. I have a little quick hit button that's a record an audio message to my songwriting inbox. If you can see that, I don't know if you can. This is actually on my home screen. So I've got my home screen and everything. It's literally right there. You can hit this button. That's the beauty of Android. I don't know if this widget option is available for iOS. It might be. I hope it is. Because it's very convenient to just hit one button and do a audio message. Hello, hello, hello. There's a bunch of wind. Okay. Let's see if that works. On a good day, it works smoothly. Lately, it has been kind of weird. So we're going to wait for that to kind of sync up with the desktop app. Yeah, okay. And let's see if that works. In the meantime, while that's happening, actually, I think I need to reboot. Uh-oh. I've been having a bunch of tech issues lately, and it's really frustrating. Test 1 2 again. Let's try that one more time. One more time. Okay. So I've got this idea, whether it's a lyric snippet, a melody snippet, I'm out about and I just need to record down an idea. And it goes immediately into my songwriting inbox. I name it. I make sure there's at least one tag on it. And then, here we go. Oh, do your thing, hun. Okay. Of course, when I'm showing everybody all the magic, it doesn't do it. There it is. Okay. So hopefully that will show up soon in my inbox. So I've got this thing. Now I'm going to be going over to the tags. And let me show you an easier way to see my tags. It's actually over here. don't be terribly overwhelmed. Some of it is messy, and honestly, I would recommend like 30 or 40 tags in certain categories. So, how I have things organized is under my music description tags. I do use Evernote for some other things and other than music, but I have a music descriptions tag that actually functions as like a folder to help keep some of these tags organized. So everything that's music is under this tag. The ones that I use the most often, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. I start with an underscore because these are listed alphabetically. And so that's my little hack. And I'm going to add this tag. Actually, I think I could just do. So this is going to be a lyric snippet. And you can see down below that the lyric snippet tag is there. I can also just click on this or hit F3 and start typing it, but I think on desktop this is easier. On mobile, it's easier to just type. All right, here we go. Lyric snippets, great. I really do want to see. I'm going to go back to my notebook here and hit refresh on some things. Okay, here's my favorite ideas. Here's my inbox. Why isn't it syncing? It is definitely here on my phone. And it's not syncing, and that's really frustrating. It usually is pretty immediate. Let me see if I could do a manual sync. Maybe connect to Wi-Fi. Okay, clear. Anyway, well, bummer. It's going to show you a magic thing, and it's not doing magic, so okay, that's fine. Okay. This is usually just that's where I kind of leave it. If it's just an idea, I just need to quickly capture whether it's a lyric, whether it's a melody, whether it's me jamming out on the piano, and I hit record on my app. It'll all live in Songwriting Inbox. What I typically do is I leave ideas there. Oh, there it is. It finally worked, but it didn't. Love it. Love it. I love that it didn't actually attach the audio. It's really frustrating. Okay, let's try this one more time. It did, though. It's right there. On my phone, I can see the audio. On here, I can't. I think this is the bug that I'm coming up against. Anyway. So I've got this folder with all this inbox stuff. And I like to let ideas sit there for probably like a week or two before I decide, before I make many judgment calls on whether an idea is good or not so good. And for years, I just had 3 main notebooks that I worked with. It was inbox, favorite ideas, and other ideas. And I don't want to call those ideas bad. They're just not my favorites right now. But they're still searchable. I could still find them if I look up a tag. I could still find them if I type in a word to the search. They're still there. Because a song, let's say I have a lyric fragment here and a snippet here and an idea here, and I kind of gather them all together. Not every single one of those fragments could be or has to be my favorite idea of all time. But in a whole, in a cohesion, if they have the same theme, if they have the same, if they have similar vibes, they could all work really well together. I just want to prioritize things that I see as favorites. Okay. Uh, on days where I find myself maybe a little too often on social media and my thumb just wants to go straight over to my social media, instead I flip over to my Evernote and I start categorizing and putting more tags on things and kind of making some judgment calls on whether it's this thing in the inbox is going to go into favorite ideas or other ideas. Those are the three main folders that I use. It's inspired a little bit by the getting things done method. They also talk about having an inbox and then just making it a habit of going through the inbox and putting them in the right buckets. Okay, so what that would look like, let me show you the kind of tags that I have. Again, if you're just starting out with this, I would not recommend all of these. In fact, I need to go through my tags and kind of clean them up quite a bit. But let me just describe what's going on here. First off, the underscores, you can kind of see a little bit of a difference. It's from here on up. Those underscores, alphabetical, they make them rise to the top of the list alphabetically, and those are the ones that I use the most often, that I want to have really handy at all times. But anything that's kind of up here is a tag that's like, okay, what is this thing? It's like a definition tag. I kind of see these as like nouns. So is this a harmony? Is this a lyric snippet? Is it a bass line, a hook, a rhythm, a riff, or is it just a song title? All of those are things that I want to find really quickly as I'm building the pieces and putting together the elements of a song. Okay. So the difference here in my head between lyric finished, lyric unfinished, and lyric snippets is snippets is anything less than a full verse in a full chorus. And that's just my own definition, because sometimes that, you know, in my own writing habits, sometimes I'll have a verse in a chorus and then might leave it there. And I don't want to put it into any other kind of category yet. But once I know that I have something more than just a verse and a chorus going on, that a full song is really on its way, I'll take off the tag lyric snippet and put on lyric unfinished. And that's just a way for me to know quickly whether lyrics are really near the finish line or not. And I just happen to know, for me, when a song is beyond just a verse and a chorus, that means there is momentum there. So I can look at this, I'm just going to click on it right now and know that, you know, this one has a lot more ideas than just that. And then this one, I have a couple of things here, and like, how immature do you think God is? That's funny. Yeah, so there's some interesting ideas. As you notice, as I'm clicking through, these notes are actually in multiple folders or notebooks, what Evernote would call a folder. So this one is still in the inbox, and this is not that recent. It's actually a couple of weeks ago. So I think I've had enough time between when the idea is generated. And look, if I'm recording or putting an idea down in Evernote, I know that I'm going to like it. I know there's something about it that's worthy of capturing, that's worthy of me stopping what I'm doing and making sure I do it. So in that moment, in that afterglow of the idea just kind of raining down from heaven, I am going to be biased towards liking whatever it is. So that's why I like to keep things at least a week and sometimes even a month, because I do have a backlog of things in my inbox. Um, but I think a couple of weeks have gone by. I think yeah, this is real download. I've been having a very challenging couple of weeks. Some of you know, I was trying to be like, okay, practice gratitude, but I also want to practice fuck you. I also want to practice, yeah, no, thank you for this shit. Um, and some things that I'm like trying to be thankful for are very small and stupid, and some things are like, I had a friend who almost died. War, racism, some genocide, but I guess this Us Macchiato is still pretty good. Lord, I thank you for shit I don't even know anymore. I can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, music. Thank you for music. All kinds of music, except R. Kelly, who can go fuck himself. I promise this has rhythm and tonality in my head. I promise. And in fact, we can listen to some of my voice memo notes. And let's actually do that in a second. Um, and I sometimes put in brackets, like if I have like an idea of how the song should go, like maybe plot wise, or just like, okay, here's what I know I need to say, but I'll find a way to rhyme later. Um, I think the bridge is gonna have some reference to Job in the Bible. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking about that. I'm just struggling to think to be thankful for. I know it's there. I know there's puppy dogs and rainbows everywhere. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I mean. Okay. So the truth is, my voice memo system is actually more complicated than just Evernote. Now I don't want to get into all of it, but when I started on Evernote, the voice memos were terrible. They were very inaudible, very low quality in a way that I couldn't even hear what I was saying. So I set up a whole other system, and I used something called If This Then That, so that all of my voice memos would automatically sync to my Dropbox, which would automatically create an Evernote note in my inbox. So that is an option if you have some app that you've been used to and you just want to keep using that because it's, it's second nature. That's totally an option. Because that is technically speaking what I do. In the last couple of years, Evernote's voice memos have gotten infinitely better, and they're great, with one exception. Because it is in a .webm, and if I wanted to throw any voice memos into my into Ableton or any music software, I'd have to convert it, and then that becomes an extra pain in the ass, to be honest. Or I just like record it again. And to be honest, since these are just voice memos anyway, I'd record it again anyway, to be more like in time, to be all that. But because I have a whole system that has worked pretty well for the last 10 years, and it would actually be an inconvenience to undo it and just be in Evernote voice memos, I actually, that's fine. So for example, I can show you, that's what we were looking at a little bit earlier. This is I'm kind of going off to the side, but like, so this one is an automatic. You can kind of tell it says voice memo, and it has like a date and a time, and has no labeling whatsoever. And it also has this thing that says, it's from this Dropbox link. So this is the thing that is automatic. I also have tags for those. This if this then that, IFTTT. This means that the note is from that program, and that is free. You can sync up Dropbox to Evernote and have it just automatically dump it in your songwriting inbox. And I've done that for years, and it's a great system. And if I were starting from scratch, and if this is new to you, y- I would encourage you to consider just keeping all your voice memos like in Evernote for simplicity's sake. If you're not afraid to be a little more complicated and use extra third-party tools and blah, 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 in order to keep things all like as an MP3 that's easier to use and send to collaborators and things like that, it's an option. So anyway, okay, there's a lot more than I intended to actually go through. Okay, so let's go back to this inbox idea and this new thing here, and let's go through some tags. So everything is that is underscore or dash. These are all dashes, and those are just like, this is what I often have random ideas for. It could be a melody line, it could be a bass line, it could be a hook, like, you know, like the central part of maybe the chorus or like the catchiest part of the song. It could be a rhythmic idea, a riff, or just a song title. And that's that. Okay. I'm gonna scroll down to these colons. These are all subject matter. If I'm having a lyrical idea, and these are subject matters that I tend to gravitate towards a lot, then I will tag them with the subject matter. I also have a kind of a separate section here with the 2 colons. These are subject matters that are very popular and in demand for sync licensing. So if I get a brief that says we want an empowerment song, I can very easily just click on empowerment and see what I've got. Got a song called Crowd Pleaser. The chorus is not a crowd pleaser, gonna please me, gonna love it, gonna please me, everybody else can shove it. And then this is the song that we wrote on a live stream not so long ago, In Your Corner. And so that's categorized, you know, this is all finished and complete, and I've marked it with my favorite tag ever, complete. And it's also an empowerment song, all of that. So I'm going to go scroll down. So these are all subject matter, and I put that as a colon. These are all exclamation points, which is like, hey, this song needs something. It might need me recording it in Ableton. It might need a cello. It might need my looper pedal. It might need, I've got a mandolin hanging out somewhere. It might need a guitarist. That's just me alerting myself that, hey, I really want to get this. This really needs some cello. So I have a couple of songs where I definitely hear some cello. In fact, I'm thinking about one right now called Desolate. And I'm going to go search for it. Oh, no. It's still trying to search for the word desolate underneath the needs cello. This one I think would really benefit from a live cello player. So I hit this add tag button. I'm hitting exclamation point, needs cello. So that's one way of categorizing like where things are in process. If I need to bring in a collaborator or hire a musician, these are things that need something. So anything starts with an exclamation point, it needs. Okay. Anything that starts with a little asterisk, to me, that kind of it's kind of like, here are some of my favorites. These are like my higher like priority ones that I want to work on. So something I think is a really solid song and is a contender to be released on an album. I'm gonna name it album worthy. I think it's really good and worthy of like turning into contests. I've got 26. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna revisit this because there are some of these that maybe not so much. That one, yeah, but Tamagotchi, I already submitted that to a few contests. Sometimes there are songwriting contests, and it just helps to have that if you're at all interested in that kind of thing. Memorable is a huge thing for me. It's an element that I strive for in my music. Okay, so picturized is one of those things that here. Let me see if I've got. Yeah, that's funny. Let's pull up. Okay, so Filthy Clean. This is a song that's been out on Spotify for years. This is what I mean by picturized. Every one of my songs has a little pull quote that in this circumstance I use this for my actual artwork for my single. So picturized means I've pulled a quote that I feel like is really like pithy or interesting or makes people think. And I've created a graphic out of it. So anything that is labeled picturized has a graphic with it. Be Gentle is another single of mine, and I know I've picturized it somewhere, but I haven't included it in Tossing and Turning for sure. Yeah. Old Stories Go. Yeah. So usually that denotes that it's kind of a little favorite of mine, and because I've turned it into a little graphic, and any one of these can be turned into stickers or t-shirts, or I kind of call it my bumper sticker quotes. But I try and do that with every song that I'm going to release. I try. I've also changed the design over the years. Anyway, radio friendly is pretty. Yeah, all of these are. And then this is also a 2 picturized. These are like songs that I know that I want to have little pull graphics for. Yeah, for sure. This $1 Million Words. This is a song all about mansplaining. I'm really excited about that. I want to make sure that I'm going to look at my tags and just make sure that empowerment is. Yep, I've got the empowerment tag here. Fantastic. Okay. Let's go down. Okay, so anything that starts with a slash, that is a genre. It's an entire genre. And I can add multiple genres to a single song if there's like something that's a little more pop rock, or if there's something that's experimental folk, or if it's like both electronic and like it's got an R&B feel. Like I can do that. I'm gonna surprise myself. I don't even remember what's experimental. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, and this is a spoken word piece. I don't know if this is as experimental. I kind of hear it as, maybe. Huh. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna listen to this. This might be ridiculous, but I did categorize it up here as a favorite, so I'm gonna give it a chance. I don't remember what the hell this is. Okay. That's enough, Suzanne. That actually is kind of interesting. Anyway. Okay, the ampersand, I did want to, when I create the tags, I want to have tags that I know I want to be able to go. I know I'm going to be in a situation where I need to have some of this handy at some point. So when I plan a solo tour, or if I plan like a band to perform live, I want to reach into my vault and go, oh, that's right. So these are some of the songs that I oh wow, there's 69. I'm not going to perform some of these with the band. Um and you can kind of see that I still need to clean out some of these tags. This one, yeah, if I want to perform with the duo or band, I might clean this out and only tag things that I want to come up as far as, okay, this song definitely has a priority. Like Filthy Clean, that definitely has a priority to get a band together and perform it live, because there's just, I played it with a trio once, a bassist and a drummer, and it was just fantastic. So I think I would, even though I could, like, I have a song. Let's just cubicle, maybe even song. I love this song, but I don't know if this is a band type of song. Well, I could see like maybe some three part harmony on it. Maybe that's why I tagged it. Okay, this song, This Is Livin'. I don't love this, and I don't think it'll ever make any of my set lists. So, I can use this tag however I'd like. Anyway. Okay, so for the percentage sign, this is all kind of the feel. These are the adjectives. So these are more about the music than about the lyrics. Whereas like up here with the colons, those are about the lyrics. That's like the story. What is it about? And then things with the percentage sign are about the music. How does the music feel? And this also includes things like tempo. So I have things like mid-tempo, upbeat. I have slow. I think those are my main tempo ones. If tempo is a lot more important to you, like say you're an EDM producer, and like beats per minute is really super important to you, you might create tags that are like, okay, everything between 120 and 130 beats per minute. You might create a tag. You might need a tag that has like if you want to get really specific, like if it means a lot to you, if things are like at 110 or at 111, what I have done is actually in the title of some of these complete songs, I put the BPM in the title. Also, yeah, just because it's I don't want to mess up. I don't want to make too many tags, but I do have a naming convention that I'm going to show you in a second. So for all my complete songs, as you can see, I have 242 complete songs. I do have a naming convention that I like to keep pretty consistent, although you can see I do not keep it consistent. But it's the name, and then I have 3 elements in the title: the length, the beats per minute, and the key. Some of my songs have several keys, and so I might annotate that, but I've been trying to like see love and code. I do have a run through. What key is this? Well, while I'm here, might as well. What is this? Okay. Here's a little tip on how to find the key of the song that you're in. So this song goes a little bit like this. This is really silly, but um, sometimes it helps for me to add a little cha 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 at the end, because that helps my brain. Like, okay, so for example, we're playing, Heart and Soul, right? Um, there's an idea of resolve, and like there's a home, and then like that that's what you would call your root note or your tonic. If I'm playing Heart and Soul and I end it just here, it doesn't feel like it's home. So what I do is I kind of naturally say, okay, where would I put a cha cha cha? Because if I go cha cha cha, there's the home. There's the resolution. There's the like complete. I feel like I'm not left hanging. I feel like I've been brought back home. And sometimes it helps in my brain to go through all the notes and go, okay, where's the cha cha cha? So here for this song Love in Code. I don't think that's the cha cha cha. I think that's the cha cha cha. So that's B. Cha cha cha, it's gonna be B minor. Yeah. That feels like it's home. That feels like it's cha cha cha, although it's minor. So this is gonna be B minor. Suzanne, use shortcuts. Thank you. Okay. All right, that was a little side lesson in music theory. Let's get back to what I was actually talking about earlier. Okay, so these are all mood and feel. So it might feel, oh, this is, sure, but this is more about lyrics, but whatever. Driving, fast, fun, gentle, haunting, major key, minor key, negative, positive. Some songs I wouldn't, even though it's in a minor key, I wouldn't label this song in a minor. It just doesn't have that sound, and most of the chords are not minor. It just happens to be in a minor key. Sad, silly, snow, snark, staccato. This is a special little spiral. This is a very special little spiral category. When I say staccato, I just mean random shit like this. It's sloppy as hell. A lot of times I'll have very complicated, weird shit like that, and my most famous one is like I do have a lot of weird staccato things like that. So I have a little. This is very little spirally. Things with the carrot. These have been sadly underutilized, to be honest. But this is kind of my answer to all of these exclamation points. So if something needed Ableton, and I wanted to note that it now has Ableton, an Ableton file exists, I have a caret tag for it to kind of counteract the exclamation point tags. I don't love really this particular system of doing it, where you have a need and then if it's fulfilled, you tag it with something else. I might do it another way, but I will say it is very helpful to have a tag where I can look at all of my uh, song ideas that have Ableton files for it, because that means I did at least start some production on things. I will also say here we've got it filtered with Ableton exists. If I wanted to also filter it with something else, I hit the search bar and say let's go with add filter. Let's go with everything that has Ableton and is a completed song. And it looks like 76 notes are found. So I can then corroborate that with my file structure on my desktop, or technically my Dropbox, but my Dropbox is integrated with my desktop. Yeah, so it looks like wait, did oh, we did. That's right. Wow. I totally forgot I did that. And this is also a quick little dirty file. It's not finished at all, but it just annotates that there is something that exists, and it does help to have that in a way to filter. And then drums exist. This is going to be woefully, yeah. There's 9 notes. I need a drummer. That's the most challenging part is for me is drums and rhythm and groove. Well, not groove, because piano has some groove and I've got some rhythm to the piano. It's just the drum tracks are challenging for me. Anyway, okay. And then these plus tags are kind of miscellaneous at the moment. I'd actually redo a lot of these. I don't usually, yeah, there's some of them that are a little weird. I'll get back to the plus tags. I do want to say that things in the carets, or the greater than, less than, those are like collections of ideas, and it usually takes the form of like an album or an EP or something like that. That's collections of ideas. The equal sign is what is this thing, and that is separate from like what element of a song is it. It's something that I'm tagging, and I'm just saying this thing is this thing. And this is the reason this equal sign and these plus signs are really loose, and actually I need to go back through and rearrange some things, but I'll go back to the pluses. Band names, Blank But Blank, that's one of my kind of covers. That's like a mashup cover ideas. I have 29 of those. Shawty got low. Oh, that's right. Music, but it's Beauty Queen, where it's at. Why is this a? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna listen to this. It's the mashup. Oh, this might be like Beck but sad, or Beck but Tori Amosified, or something. Oh, Past Suzanne is really hilarious. Yeah, so Blink But Blink is a feature that I do. Like, here's Ben Folds But Bossa Nova, I think is one of the, it's got to be in here somewhere. Bad Guy But Russian. Let Down, but even more of a downer. Radiohead fans will like that. Anyway, these are commission songs. People pay me to write songs occasionally. Then I have covers. Then I have co-writes. Custom song is slightly different from commission, but actually that not different enough. I could probably merge those two without a problem. If this is a duet, if I posted this, yeah, see, this is that I need to put this in the plus tags kind of together. Field recordings are just like recordings that I hear out in the wild. There's a lot of birds in my neighborhood, and these wild parrots are like the loudest. Things that I might want to sample someday. And then like pieces of music that inspire me. Anyway. Oh, these are Little Songs by Little Spiral, LS by LS. These are itty bitty songs that don't need to be full on 3-minute songs. Like, for example, fuck Instagram. That's it. So these are very like TikTokable stuff. Here's all the songs that I produced with my own 2 hands, including Fuck Instagram, that beautiful thing that you just heard right now. Yeah, some of these are actually pretty alright, but I still feel like I'm not a pro level producer. Part of that could be imposter syndrome, and part of it could be like I'm a pro level songwriter that happens to produce in order to be a pro level songwriter. Anyway. I don't know what the difference is between sample and field recordings, but whatever. And there's spoken word. Top line is a very interesting thing. People don't know that there's a whole process in a title in the music industry called a top liner, which is when a producer does an entire song and even gets the song like signed to a label, but needs a little thing called the melody and the lyrics. So if I sometimes get briefs from like electronic musicians and DJs who have a whole song, like here's the vibe, here's the beat, here's the everything. Just sing on top of it, make up some words, and sing a melody on top of it. That's top lining, and then sometimes I'll just have like ideas that might actually fit a standard top line that I might get in my inbox. Okay, I want to come back to this miscellaneous kind of thing, and to be sure, some of these could either turn into equal sign, or maybe I turn them all into the equal sign. This is very arbitrary, but if I have, I'm participating in a challenge called 50-90, which is 50 songs in 90 days. I'm woefully behind, but I do often check in on this tag here when I'm bored, because this is a list of things that I can get working on that are on their way to the finish line. That would be great for these kinds of challenges. And I do them every year, so I have different tags for every year. This is going to be like nightmarish coming up. This could easily get out of control, so that's why I'm trying to rethink that. But for now, this is how I'm keeping track of it. Atypical of me are things that are different from what I would consider a normal Little Spiral song, which is very piano driven, lyrically. How would I even describe my stuff? Piano driven, lyrically charged, things that are typical of me. I actually think I have a tag that's also typical of me. Typical of me. Because I come across this kind of a lot, in that I'll have lots of really weird ideas, but when it comes down to picking things that I want to release as an artist, I might want to mix things up. So I'll pull in a few ideas that are very like typical of me, that are like signature little spiral, and mix it in with a couple new tracks that are very atypical of me to kind of move the project forward. Um, there's just a kind of a gut feeling on some of these songs. Like I don't know, it's just minor, eerie, jazzy, familiar accents. Yeah, let's see what this is. Yeah, okay. So some of these words are very typical of me. Yeah, that little clashy element. I throw that in a lot of things. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also curious as to. Yeah. So, oftentimes I'll have piano riffs that are very typical or not typical of me. I don't usually judge lyrics that way. Usually, sometimes, but most of the time, if it's tagged typical or atypical, it's a piano riff that I came up with that may be heavy-handed or fast, or have some jazzy chords or some bluesy chords. Those are very typical of me. Let's go back to the atypical. Tango. Yeah. Tango is not very typical of me. Wow. Also, that blew out my speaker. Whoa. Yeah. So this this is kind of this might be a project that isn't for me. Like I'm writing it for somebody else. And in fact, that's what I ended up deciding it. I put it